Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. This is the 29th of May 2017, Memorial Day. I want to wish a special thanks to all the men and women that fight for our freedom and all the families that lost loved ones for those men and women that fight for our freedom. Isn't that what they tell us? Isn't that what they tell us Memorial Day is for, to thank all those that fought to protect us? Can someone explain to me why we're in Afghanistan and have been there for 16 years? Can someone tell me how that's protecting us? Can someone tell me what benefit we derive as Americans living here in the United States, sending our men and women, many to die, thousands of miles away? How are they protecting us? What are they protecting us from? We can't stop Muslims from coming here if that's what they choose to do. We can't stop them from killing us if that's what they choose to do, because they've done it. So someone needs to ask our government, our elected representatives, what the hell are we doing over there? And why don't we just bring our men and women back and protect us? What our government does every so often is they derive a plan to fuel the industrial military complex. If you've watched my videos, you know I've spoken about Pearl Harbor. I believe that could have been prevented, or at least our men and women would have had a fighting chance. They wouldn't have been caught off guard as they were. The Japanese planes came from the east, not from the west. Who could think that anything other than attack aircraft coming from the east? I've spoken about that in a number of my videos. Roosevelt wanted us to go to war. The United States geared up for war before we went into war. Pearl Harbor was the catalyst to get us into war. And how many men and women died fighting that war? Then let's jump forward. Let's go to Vietnam, the Bay of Tonkin incident. We lost, 54,000 men and women in that fiasco? And what did we gain from that, other than to fuel the industrial military complex? What did we gain from going in and attacking Iran, Iraq, Saddam Hussein? George W. Bush said they had weapons of mass destruction, which they never did have. We went in and we lost men and women. For what? 9/11. Our Congress said that Saudi Arabia was responsible for 9/11. I don't believe that they were, but that's what our Congress said. Our Congress allowed families that lost their loved ones to sue Saudi Arabia. Our president, Donald Trump, goes to Saudi Arabia as his first visit abroad. First place he goes to is Saudi Arabia. This is the same country that our Congress said was responsible for the takedown of the Twin Towers and a slaughter of over 3,000 innocent people. And what does he do? Well, he sells them billions of dollars worth of military equipment. That deal was in the works for 2 years by Barack Hussein Obama. It was just consummated during Trump's visit. And what do we know about Saudi Arabia? Well, we know that they sponsor terrorism. Again, I don't believe they were responsible for 9/11. I believe that was an inside job. But I do believe that they sponsor terrorism. Why? Because they don't want to lose what they have. The royal family wants to maintain control. And Muslims don't want the royal family to maintain control. The whole thing's insane. There's no reason for us to be in that part of the world. None. Angela Merkel just said at the G7 summit that we're no longer the friends we used to be. They've got to go it alone. Well, hell, let them go it alone. Let's pull back our 35,000 plus military men and women that are in that part of the world in Germany. Let's pull them back from all over the world. They're not there to defend us. They're there to protect those countries. You know why I think our military's in Afghanistan? To protect the poppy fields. Absolutely, totally, and completely insane that our men and women that go into the military have no choice. They're ordered to go into battle. We want to free Mosul. What do you think's left of Mosul? The insurgents have had it for 2 years, 3 years. There's nothing left of Mosul worth saving. Those that are there are part of the problem. We're not going to get anything out of going into Mosul. There's nothing there to get. The whole thing's totally and completely insane. And the sad part is our military, men and women, have no choice. They have to follow the orders that are given to them. To protect, to serve. Who are they protecting? They're not protecting us. And who are they serving? They're serving the industrial military complex. You might not want to hear that, but that's what I believe. And that's what I believed for a very long time. I don't know, folks. Today's a very sad day. It's a day when people remember those that they loved and have lost. I think most of them have been lost needlessly. Not to protect us, but to fuel the industrial military complex. Who benefited from the deal that was brought back by President Trump? 3 major corporations. I did a video on it. Folks, don't you think it's about time we circle the wagons around Americans and not around Afghans, not around Iranians, Iraqis, or anyone else? I do. And hopefully, so do you. Again, I want to thank those families who lost their loved ones. I can't imagine what that's like. I want to thank those men and women that served and gave up their body parts needlessly. What did they accomplish? Obviously nothing, because we're still there. Doing what? Protecting the industrial military complex revenue stream. Tell me where I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Thanks for listening. If I sound cold and callous, I'm not. I just think that it's so sad what our government has done and is doing to our people. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, pass it along. If you don't like the video, go find another channel that's more in line with your way of thinking.